Hello, and welcome to Not Too Shabby, the Chimney Corners Camp podcast, featuring camp directors Shannon Donovan Monty and Abbott Pittman. In each episode of this podcast, Shannon and Abbott will share crazy camp stories, let you in on some camp secrets, tips, and tricks, talk about life at Chimney, and even pull the curtain back on how camp runs from behind the scenes. From staffing to activity planning to the friendships we make along the way, join us twice a month for your camp fix.
All right, actually, you know what, Shannon, you do it this time.
Hey, what's up, Abby?
Hi, Shannon.
It's time for another podcast.
It's time for another episode.
Oh, you're right.
Yes,
another episode.
Another episode.
Because if we were having another podcast, we'd have to come up with another clever name, whole other topic.
Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, one has already been a good amount of work, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
But hey, it's fun. It's good work. It's
You
fun.
know what I like about it? It's mostly work for you.
You just get to yap with me, and then I get to go in and edit. No, I do want to apologize that you, the viewer, not you, Shannon. I'm not apologizing to you. That you, the viewer, the listener, actually, have not gotten your promised 2 a week. I mean, 2 a month. 2 a week would be wild. We actually had a small equipment failure, and our mix caster situation that we used to mix the podcast broke, and we had to wait for a new one. And then I was abroad for many weeks on end. I went to stop laughing. I went to Peru, back here at camp, went to Puerto Rico, which isn't technically abroad, 2 weeks back, and then I went to Ireland and the Netherlands. So I am never traveling again, officially. I'm still tired, but I do apologize to everybody that you had to wait for several of these episodes.
Because I do know they just probably stare at their iPhone waiting for another podcast to drop or another episode. Whoops.
Oh my gosh. You're the one who corrected me on that initially.
I know, right?
And now you're the problem.
What a hypocrite.
So we're back into the classic Not Too Shabby episode content, which is really talking about, just talking about camp, talking about stuff that interests us. And so we want to go on theme with what you're seeing all over social media right now, which is our activities, our wonderful activities at camp.
Yes, that's a big part of our camp day is, and when we say activities, I think we're probably, I guess we're talking about both morning and afternoon activities.
Yeah, we're talking about both.
And maybe we should talk about what's different about those two types of activities. Often they're the same thing, but what's a little different is that what you do in the morning is probably going to be different every day, and it's going to be like a sampler. So say that you're going to go to a program area and you're going to do like arts and crafts. Mm-hmm. You're going to maybe do tie-dye shirts, something that you can just do in that one session.
Or screen print.
But you'll do it together as a group.
As a cabin group.
Yeah.
Yes. So you, from 1 to 3 cabins are together during that morning activity. So it might just be your cabin. It might be your cabin and 2 others from your unit. And you'll be going to one of those activity areas. So about half of the week is a programmed area in the morning. So maybe culinary arts, maybe archery, maybe low ropes or the climbing wall, maybe the farm to feed the animals. And then the other half of the week is cabin activity. So your counselor actually gets to plan and program that activity.
Right. And that's where sometimes it's really fun, creative things that are all made up, or it's a planned game or a planned scavenger hunt, things like that.
Or it's something chill. Sometimes it's like playing shoe golf or going for a hike, which I guess
or spa day.
Spa day, yes, spa day. So that's sort of a morning activity kind of preview. But I think the majority of what we want to talk about for this episode is afternoon activities.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to tell you our ideal afternoon activity schedules. If Shannon and I were campers and we were to sign up for activities, what would be our perfect schedule? So for those of you who don't know, you get 6 classes that you get to take. Classes is not a fun term for them because they're not really classes, so to speak. Yes, you'll learn in them, but they're true camp activities. So you get 6. 3 of them you get to take Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and 3 you get to take Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And on Sunday, we do an all-camp activity. So if Shannon and I were to pick our 6 activities, Shannon, why don't you give me one of yours and tell me why?
Okay, I definitely ceramics. I really like. I've always liked ceramics, and that's something I enjoy. So I definitely think I would sign up for that.
What is ceramics?
It's like making pottery either on the wheel that spins
Yes.
around, and you take clay and you form it into pots, or you make sculptures. Yeah, that was something I enjoyed doing as a kid. What would be one of your activities?
I'd be on the waterfront. Like, I think I would probably want to do sailing because it seems really cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something about like being able to sail a boat
Yes.
and using wind to propel yourself. I think it depends on if I were like, if I were 7 or 8, I probably wouldn't take sailing because I wouldn't be a green quite yet. I think that would be really fun for me as a little bit of an older camper.
Yeah. Do you know how to sail now?
I have no idea how to sail.
Yeah, I
know
don't.
nothing about it. You don't either?
I don't really either, and I realize that's a skill that's not completely true, because I've sailed on bigger boats, like I
Right.
know how to sail those. But
Wait, what?
yeah, like I've been on some big sailboats, like
And you've sailed big sailboats?
a little bit, not a lot, but enough, like to kind of get the gist or the jib of it.
Ha 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 ha. Sailing joke.
Sailing joke.
Ugh, okay.
So good.
But no, I never learned. Counselors have always offered, been like, I'll teach you. And I've just never taken them up on it.
Hey, one thing.
Okay.
What's interesting is how do kids know, or how do kids get into their classes? I've never really understood that.
Says the person who invented the process for putting the kids in the classes.
Like, how do they know what's going to be offered?
Yeah, that's a great question. So what you'll do is you'll get to decide on opening day. We had kind of mentioned in the last episode about the swim test, and I think we failed to mention that there's also you take a camp tour, and you get to pick your activities. So the program staff, those are the people who teach our classes at camp. They are like specialty counselors, if you will, and they are pretty good at the activity. I'm not looking for Olympians here, Shannon. I don't hire Olympians.
No.
I mean, I would love to, but I haven't found one.
Not yet.
So, but I did hire a professional soccer player this summer.
Whoa.
I did. She makes like €40 a game, so she's considered
Whoa,
professional.
that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. So we've got these program counselors, many of whom are international, coming from other countries, and they are going to show you a quick demo or give you a rundown of the classes that they're teaching on opening day. So they'll go up and they might do a skit, or they might do a demonstration. Last year, Holland, our dance instructor, did the splits a lot. Anyway, then you get to kind of decide, what looks fun for me? Like, oh, dance looks really fun because we get to do the splits apparently, or swimming looks really fun, or canoes and kayaks, or pottery, or jewelry making,
Or cooking.
or cooking. Everyone
Culinary
picks cooking.
arts,
We
or
have
baking.
or baking. So
History.
thanks, Shannon. Very good.
Sorry.
And you can write down your choices. You'll receive a sheet with your name on it, and you'll get to put in 12 choices. And you can pick your top choice. Like number 1 is what you want to do the most. So for me, I would probably put sailing, and
Right.
Shannon, you'd probably put ceramics.
Right.
And then all the way down to 12. And 12 would be like, yeah, I wouldn't be mad if I were in it, but it might not be something that you're thrilled about, because you want to kind of put what you're the most thrilled about in your top 6 or your top 8.
Right. It should be in order. But there's so many fun activities.
Oh, of course.
You might be completely psyched about 12 as well. And that's the one thing to note, is you're only going to get 6 of them. So
Yeah.
that's kind of why we're coaching you to put them in the priority of order.
Right, exactly. So if I might put basketball for number 12,
Right.
because I like to play basketball, but it's not my top 8.
So why would I put 12 choices if I only have 6 classes?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question, Shannon. It's because there's 300 kids that need to go in these activities, and everybody puts culinary arts, for example.
Right.
Everybody wants to be in culinary arts, because why wouldn't you want to eat
Right.
at camp
Mm-hmm.
during your activity? That's fun. But we can't put 300 kids in culinary arts necessarily.
Right.
So most classes are about 25 people.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we'll do is we'll take all of your choices, your paper with all of your 12 selections, and we'll take them to the basement. And in the basement, a select handful of program staff will spend usually about 24 hours placing you in your desired activities based on one, what is available at what times. So I don't run, for example, I don't run basketball every single period unless it's extremely popular and we'll open up another period, but I usually run it for 3. We don't run musical for every single period, do we, Shannon? Because that would be a lot of musical.
But usually, like, part of the process is seeing how many people said their very first thing was this, and it helps us figure out how many classes.
Exactly, but you can't run 6 classes of musical.
No.
It's not possible.
Right.
Because again, there's only one musical. That would be, no one would be doing any. Okay. Sorry, got on a tangent. Okay, I was just thinking about the logistics of 6 periods of musical, and I got stressed. So we'll look at, what's popular. Do I need to have 6 basketball classes? How can I squeeze 60 kids into musical? Those kinds of things, and we start placing you in a very precise system that Shannon has invented called human computer. And the program staff downstairs in the basement, they like to eat snacks and use clipboards, and they are working and they are doing this process. Like I said, I mean, it's, I think, a solid, from start to finish, a 24-hour period of placing campers.
And I do think it's good for everybody to understand that there is a method to this and it's complicated. And so we give everybody, we make sure everybody gets like signed up for their first choice first, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So all 300 people, we assign them their first choice first. And then we go to the second choice and get everybody a second choice, third choice, like that. If you put your number one choice, you almost always get it. We will move heaven and earth to try to make that happen, And so it is really important that if that's the thing that you put at the top of your list. It's also very common for people to get 4 or 6 of their top choices. So, it's important to be thoughtful about all of that. We do our very best, but it's like, if for parents out there that ever enrolled for college classes, it's like, there's checks and balances, and we've tried to come up with the most equitable system possible.
And you're not locked into those activities. And I do want to mention that, Shannon, you mentioned if your first choice, for example, is sailing and you're a green swim band. Now, you will not get your first choice sailing unless you test out of yellow into green, for example. So
right, you need to have and that's, again, we want kids to have a certain amount of swim ability because you're way out on the lake. You definitely need to have some confidence in the water before you're out there. So
for sure.
Now, you do have a PFD on parents. It's all fine, but it's again, it's
and multiple lifeguards present. But again, you're not locked into the activities, meaning that if you sign up for 6 and you're thrilled with them, and then you're really excited about soccer, for example, and then you get out there and you're like, actually, all these players are a little bit below my level, and maybe I don't want to be in soccer, and maybe I want to try something else. At the end of the week, you can request to switch out, and we do our best to work with you on your request to switch you out. We can't make any 100% guarantees, but we'll do our best to move you. So you'll give me like your classic soccer Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday period 3, and I want one of these 4 activities, and we ask you to provide us several options.
Yeah.
One thing we definitely can't do, though, is we can't put you in culinary arts like 5 times.
That's a really good point. Right. You can only take each class once. Like if you love soccer, you couldn't take all 6 periods of soccer.
We've seen kids try, though.
Yeah.
Definitely seen
There are 2 classes that are pre-assigned. One is swim lessons based, again, on your endurance, and that'll just be placed on your schedule. You're not going to select that. And then horseback riding is the other one, because you've signed up for that in advance. And that one, if you sign up in advance, you absolutely will get that. And you'll be put in a class based on your riding ability. So it's fine to have never even seen a horse. You can take a riding lesson. We're going to put you with other kids who have also
never seen a horse.
We're just starting. Yeah.
Great. So that is the process known as human computer.
Yeah.
And then we don't start our activities on Monday. We do a lot of orientation, getting ready for camp on Monday, and your activities officially start on Tuesday, which is, again, gives us some time to place you, get you a schedule, hand you your schedule, and then you can look through it and prepare. We also have a little guide on where every class is located on your schedule with a kind of glossary of terms, like it's this one's here, this one's here. So that can help you kind of navigate, but we do expect that you'll probably, might have some trouble finding an activity on the first day. So we're all all of our ad staff and a bunch of extra program staff are standing around making sure that you get to your activities on those first couple days.
And your counselors can help talk you through it. You will have gotten a couple tours of camp, but it's okay to say, hey, I have no idea where this class is. Now, for parents, you're thinking, oh my gosh, every kid is walking independently to their own class, which is true. But in the classes, we take attendance at each class. So every program instructor is given a roster. So we know each period where every kid is supposed to be. We take attendance. We make sure everybody's in the right place. And there's tons of staff all over the place to help you get from point A to point B. And it's really common, for it to be a little slow the first couple days while we are all getting settled in. But there's lots of checks and balances to make sure you get where you're going.
And for the campers who are listening, it's so important that you're on time for your activities. Once you get into the swing of it and you know where things are, please be on time, because otherwise the ad staff are running rampant looking for you, and it's just it can be stressful. We've never lost a kid in our 90 something years of working here, but we've 90 something years that you've worked here, 90 something years of camp being in existence. But it's still like, we have to find you. And sometimes you went to your Tuesday, Thursday activity when it's a Monday, Wednesday, or maybe you're still in your cabin packing up your socks. Please be mindful. There are watches in the camp store. Buy a watch if you're not sure about the time, and do your best to be on time.
Yes, it is. It is important because again, we care about the campers. We make sure that they're getting where they need to go.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Now with swimming, you're going to have to change. So the swimming and things where you get wet and you have to change will get out a little early. Abbi has actually made sure that we built some shelters right down at the waterfront. So if you want to bring clothes with you, there's places where you can change now.
Yes, changing booths.
Thanks to Abbi taking the initiative to get those built.
I asked our construction guys to build them for us, and they very kindly did.
Yeah.
That was nice. So we have 4 of those down at the waterfront. So pack a bag if you don't think you have time to get changed during siesta, and then you can just change at the waterfront.
Yeah, and
really
you
nice.
Can also stop by your cabin. You can run in and grab stuff and leave the cabin. Generally, you're not supposed to be in the cabins for long periods of time if the counselor's not there, but you can always run in and grab your stuff or change quick and then run on to your next activity if that's. But again, you want to be mindful of the timing. You have about 10 minutes to transition between classes. And the nice thing is Chimney's on a nice little compact area of land, so you're never having to travel really that far, but you do need to be mindful of travel time.
So Shannon, what's number 2 on your list of activities that you would choose on opening day?
Yes. What is number 2? Oh, I know.
Okay.
Some sort of performing arts.
Really?
Either yes.
You?
Yes, because musical, it's a regret of mine is that I wish I had done more of that when I was young. Because I think I would have been good.
Yeah. Because you have no shame.
Because I have no shame. I like to talk in front of people, that sort of thing. I wish I had tried that more. So I think, if I had a chance, I would, maybe give it a try.
Dance, improv, drama, musical.
I did do dance growing up. It would be more like the musical or drama.
Okay.
Like I didn't do a lot of acting, and that I wish I had done a little bit more of.
Yeah, I did it in elementary school.
Oh, you did?
Oh, I was in the musical every single year that I could be in elementary school.
I believe that.
And so,
but you didn't do it in high school.
It's a different game in high school, isn't it? Those kids actually want to go places with that.
Oh my gosh,
not me.
My school was incredible. There were some really talented people, and that's probably part of it. I think I was a little intimidated.
Yeah, exactly.
Should we talk about some of just generally the kinds of classes that we offer? Oh, what's your second class?
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so self-centered.
Although I think musical I probably would have done too at that at like a 10, 11, 12 age, but I think I would do a sport. Maybe softball. We did softball last year. It was really fun because I would go to that class like every time it was offered. Me and Jules would just go and play.
Yeah, and that's a thing I love about camp, because if you're ever, and this would be me as a kid, I didn't always have a ton of confidence, but I probably would have been much better at things than I gave myself credit.
Right.
Because later on I realized, I could really catch a ball or throw a ball, but I think camp is a place where you can try something and get a taste for it, so that when you go home, maybe you join a softball league or you do something. It might give you that little bit of extra courage to try it. But camp is great because you're encouraged, you learn the basics, you get a good kind of sampler of what the skill's about. But it's, but if it's not your thing, you haven't you haven't committed for the whole year or anything
Right.
like that. And you don't have to try out for a team. It's not like that. Like, you just get the opportunity to try, to learn, and everybody plays. And that's kind of a cool part of camp.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. That's a good point. We had kids in that class because, again, I went to almost every single class because it was really fun.
Yeah.
And we had kids in that class who played on their high school team
Okay.
or their middle school team, and then we had kids who had never held a glove before.
Which is also great to have a mixed skills,
Right.
because everybody learns. You learn when you teach people, and when you have the patience to help people who are newer, you learn and grow from that as well. And vice versa. When you see people a little bit more advanced, you can learn from that too.
I love that. And speaking of advanced, so we've done a couple of, we've done advanced and beginner level volleyball. We've done advanced and beginner level tennis, which has been, well received. It's nice to be surrounded by other kids who, especially with sports like volleyball and tennis, which there's a large learning curve with that, being around kids who are sort of in your same competitive circle.
Well, another cool thing you added, which I think is a great entry point for tennis, is pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball.
It's a little more accessible, a little easier to be successful right off the bat.
That's a really fun one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's also basketball. There's also, I'm trying to think of what other sports. We have yoga.
Yeah.
I think we nailed it though. Soccer, yoga, basketball, tennis, pickleball, volleyball, softball.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes we'll find a staff person loves rugby, and they'll go to Abbi and say, "Hey, I'd love to offer a rugby class or another sport that, we've even had aides. We had an aide start a robotics class for us.
That is really cool. And hopefully that'll be back this year.
Yeah. So we try to, innovation, creativity, some improvements to different. What are some of the things you've been working? I know you've been busy kind of plotting and scheming and getting some different things going. What are some things you're kind of excited about?
Yeah, so, this is something we've been hoping for a long time, but maybe you should be talking about it because we're hoping to update our culinary arts program, our ELC.
Yeah, so we had some donations, and we're looking to update the equipment, to have some kind of cooler space and work tables, and kind of update the whole thing. So it's so we can get more kids in there to do it.
Oh, yeah.
And also just upgrade the equipment a little bit.
It's time.
So we're working together on that, and hopefully we can get it rolling for summer.
We have time.
We have time.
We've had contractors come out, and Shannon has been using this 3D planning software and actually building out what she wants it to look like, because it's culinary arts is sort of close to her heart, so it's a perfect thing for you to work on and to have some management over. But so I can't take much credit for that one, but I can say that I am overhauling the waterfront this year.
Yes, that's really exciting.
Yeah, so I'm very hopeful that we can add some docks or expand our waterfront. If not this year, then next year. We have 2 new sailboats coming to replace some of the older model sailboats that are out there. And then we are completely revamping our swim lessons because they have been kind of, to be 100% honest, I'm not sure if a lot of the skills that are necessary to advance past, yellow and red are being taught. So I'm actually working at the Y locally here in Pittsfield to learn some of the things that they're doing in their swim lessons. I've been helping out with their lessons to learn. And so we're just going to really add a stronger curriculum to that program. And I've hired someone who teaches it in her home country.
Yeah, and I know that I've been hearing you talk about just upping the curriculum across the board, just getting all the program staff and different folks to help. Another kind of cool innovation that's just for the program in general is that we did this big survey from a company called Hello Insight about not the hard skills that we're getting from camp, but some of the things the life skills like friendship building, appreciation of the outdoors, leadership skills. And some of the things we were just off the chart amazing at. Like we are really good at helping kids build friendships. We're really amazing at building confidence and independence. But we found that we had a little ways to go in helping kids connect with the outdoors, helping kids actually get like throughout the whole experience, get some leadership opportunities, something that thought we were doing a really good job of, but we were maybe missing the mark. And so we're adding some things into cabin activities and some other kind of opportunities to help kids connect with some of these kind of cool skills with a little bit more thoughtful cabin curriculums and things like that.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good. All of the activities are getting kind of revamped.
Yes.
And made just, you can actually build some real tangible skills coming out of it instead of like sometimes in jewelry making, all you're doing is making friendship bracelets. And I've hired somebody just recently who had an Etsy shop where she made her own jewelry.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see where that goes with really getting creative. So we've gone in detail about the sports. We've talked a little bit about waterfront. Would you do a waterfront activity?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Were you a good swimmer?
Yeah, I was a fair to midland. I wasn't a great swimmer, but
Would you have gotten a green?
yeah,
Okay.
probably.
All right. So would you do canoes, kayaks, sailing?
Canoes, yeah.
What about like you wouldn't do like swim dance where they do like basically synchronized swimming?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think I'd do that either.
But I get why it's fun. I think it's fun,
It's
and
fun to
it's
watch.
and it's also working together, which
Right.
is kind of cool. It's something a little bit different in the water.
For sure.
I do like the idea of yoga. I know you already talked about that, but
Yeah, yoga's fun.
and if I was really honest, if like when I was a kid, I would have gone crazy for farm and for horseback riding
Yes.
because I was a horse girl.
Yes, I would have been all over that too.
Yeah.
I was a horse kid. We have a farm.
Yes, and I really just that would be. I still get excited to go down to the farm and just see what's down there and what's going on.
Yeah, baby cows for sure.
Yeah.
Usually we get some goats. We get some pigs typically. We'll see about chickens. We'll see.
Yeah. What did we have? We had something
Quails last year.
well, something obscure. Sometimes
Yeah.
we get some fun things.
That was a choice. Yeah, we're partnered with the local dairy, Hylon.
Oh, they are awesome.
They are really great.
If you're ever in the area or you get a chance, we take this for granted, but Hylon Farms they have been so kind to us. For years, they've donated calves, so we can always have calves on our farm. But they are also just like if you ever buy their milk or their butter or
ice
or their
cream.
ice cream,
my
it is
gosh.
so good.
So farm and horses. We've talked about sports. We've talked about the performing arts that we have briefly.
Well, I think so. Bridget, my daughter, was a dancer, and dance was, even though she danced during the year, she loved taking dance classes at camp. Again, very accessible. We have a beautiful dance studio,
It's a
which
great
I don't
dance
know that
studio.
everybody knows that we have it. So again, a great place to try dance and to get a feel for it. We do some music stuff, right?
Singing.
Singing.
We have guitar. And I do have a guitar teacher this year.
Oh, nice.
She's both a counselor and a guitar teacher, which is exciting. We have about 10 to 12 guitars. We have a drum set. We have a bass. We have 2 pianos. So, yeah, we've got a lot of musical stuff. Most of that stuff's open during free periods. So if a kid wants to mess around on the drums, then by all means.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and like we said, we have chimney singers, and they will perform. They will practice during their activities, and then they'll perform usually at chapel.
I love that. And they've been
They're really good.
They are really good. And that's just something I think I might have signed up for. Just trying singing is one of those things that is a great skill to have. And it really, I don't know, it's a whole different thing, like
Right.
To build that kind of confidence and to perform in front of people.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. I was never a good singer, though, which is a shame. It's one of those things I wish. I think you have to be born with it.
I'm all right.
Okay. Anyway.
Not
and then
great, but okay.
if we go downstairs from the art center,
Oh, right.
we're looking at another huge chunk of very popular activities, which includes pottery, which you talked about, general arts and crafts, robotics, and jewelry making. So those are some big ones. I think I would probably do arts and crafts. I was always a fan of just being artsy.
Yeah.
You would do ceramics, but would you do jewelry making?
Maybe. Maybe. I'm funny about art.
Okay.
It's kind of a love-hate relationship for some reason, but I do I'm much more a 3D art person than like painting and drawing.
Yeah,
Is
me
as
too.
much my thing.
That makes sense.
My thing.
And then if we travel to the ELC, which we talked about, is getting kind of redesigned. We've got our culinary arts program in there, but then right outside of there, we've got outdoor cooking.
Yes.
Which similar to indoor cooking, except it's over a fire. It's a little bit more like classic survival skill food, but they make like popcorn and s'mores and
it always happens outside.
yes, Shannon, that
In order for truth in advertising, right?
Yes, it's outside. And then I forgot a big one.
Oops.
It's patisserie,
Yes.
cake decorating, pastry making. And that's been really popular. And for the third year in a row, we're getting Catherine back to
Oh
teach
my
that.
gosh, how lucky are we?
So lucky. It's wild. She's from England too, so it's
Very
a haul.
talented and good at her job.
She makes the buttercream by hand
Whoa.
every day.
Wow.
I
Butter.
guess it's every day. I don't know. I feel like I've missed something. Oh, Pals.
Pals. Yeah, you want to talk about
Pals is getting a facelift as well.
Yes.
Pals has become a true service program
Yep.
at camp. You're going to actually do service projects at camp. You're going to help with the dishes. So I'm working closely with Ryan Small, who is one of our intermediate unit directors, to revamp that program.
Oh, that'll be cool.
That'll be exciting. It'll be for seniors only, though.
And that's the thing about just in general, is that we're always, growing and changing, adding things. We've got living history. We didn't talk about
Yes.
that.
Oh my gosh. So excited about living history this year because our program area director for living skills, her heart is living history. Like Sophie Fuchek, if anyone, I'm sure those of you who are listening know her because she's famous. She is very involved in that program, cares deeply about the Brewster House, which got some work done on it as well. See us investing in our facilities?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I got a new paint also. And so that's going to be a great program this year. And living history is like you're doing crafts and you're playing games and you're cooking from kind of the 1700s. So like when Shannon was born.
Another kind of exciting thing is that we're working on getting high ropes back.
Sorry, you
Play.
just completely ignored.
What?
I said 1700s when you were born. And you just ignored it.
I'm just impervious to your
And if I don't get a
insults.
reaction, why am I doing it? Gosh. All right, yes, we're getting high ropes back.
Should I burst into tears?
That would be
I'm old.
an overreaction. No, but we are getting high ropes back thanks to the help from our boys camp director Dan. And we're working closely with a company to see if we can, use elements from both Chimney and Beckett and create a kind of a co-ed class.
Right. And again, that'll be a little bit more geared toward our oldest campers, but we'll continue to have the climbing wall and team building opportunities for everybody. I'm just, one of my favorites, or that I get a big kick out of every week, is the CCN.
Yes, we forgot
Class.
about media
Yeah,
classes.
media.
Wow, I
And
knew you were into
photography
the
and that kind of
photography,
stuff.
CC. So CCN is Chimney Corners News, and they record like a 15-minute news show with like an anchor, and they do interviews, and we show it on Sundays. It's a lot of fun. And then we also do a newspaper called Firefly, which goes out on Sunday mornings or Monday mornings, and it's just general camp news. And that is also done by the kids, written by the kids. There's interviews, there's polls, there's all sorts of good stuff in there. Sometimes there's games.
Yep.
So Shannon, with all that said, what's your ideal schedule?
Well, again, I think a nice mix of activity. That's the other thing, is just a mix of activities, physical, getting some exercise, but then some time to sit and build some skills. Like, I think I would try to balance my schedule that way. So I got a little bit of everything in a day.
Agree. Agree.
Maybe do an art class first, then a sports class, and then, do some sort of swimming so that like you can cool down before you head to evening free time or afternoon free time. I think that's always makes for a good day.
That is a good day. That's a pretty much perfect day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling. So I think that's as much as we can tell you about activities. I think we've told you a lot about activities. But again, just we're going to help you find your way when you come to camp. And there's always going to be new stuff. And we always love suggestions. So since we've been getting Abby's been getting fan mail, we'll, keep writing in and tell us what you want us to do.
Please do. And yeah, you can absolutely write to us if you haven't thought to do it already. We are at the same address, 748 Hamilton Road, Beckett, Massachusetts, 01223. And you can also email us. You can email me at apittman, Pittman, or Shannon at, hers is longer, sdonovan-monty. Both of those are at bccymca.org. You can always reach out to us.
Yes. So
we love it, actually.
So I guess we're going to wrap up this section of Not Too Shabby.
We're gonna wrap it up.
So
now we're gonna do this. Shannon is terrified that the Smartless, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Smartless podcast that she listens to, they also sign off with bye.
Bye.
So she thinks that we're going to get like a copyright infringement for saying bye, but
then we realized if those 3 people paid attention to us, then something's going well for us.
Yeah. Well, on that note, bye.
Bye.